Well, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, July 4th. I'm Cheryl Abernathy, and this is Elegant Sentiments Weekly card share number 43 to be exact. So, for those of you in the US, happy 4th of July. I hope your day is going well. My day is maybe not so much. This is actually a recording. I'm not live as I typically would be, but that's not the funniest part. The funniest part is that this is recording number 2. I did the entire recording a few minutes ago without the record button being turned on. I'm so used to being live and not setting that recording. So I don't have time, unfortunately, to remake all of the elements that I do that prep work. So I'm just going to show you the products that I used, and I'm going to tell you how I made the card, and we'll just have to let that suffice for today. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. As you can see, I'm using Lisa Horton products again this week. I'm using some of her first Spellbinders release products. I'm using the Woven Lattice Texture cutting die, and I'm using the You Make Me Smile sentiment set. And these sentiments, there's the triple layer die cut for the sentiment, and then they have the coordinating support sentiment, and they're all on one piece, and it has one die that cuts all of the pieces at a time. So that's really nice. And I've also used the Japanese Anemone 3D embossing folder and the coordinating layering stencils for that. So those are the products that I used. The inks that I used for the card they're all premium matte or premium dye-based matte blending ink. I used painted eggshell, almond frosting, and straw hat. So those are the 3 colors that I used. I did my ink blending using my Lisa Horton Ultimate 2, and it has the pegs that will allow the stencils to line up perfectly every time. Here's one of the, just to show you for those that may not have seen this. So the stencils have the holes and the pegs fit right on there. So once you put your cardstock down, I have a tacky mat on here, which is wonderful. You can use this tacky mat with the Ultimate, or you can use it as standalone, but it is a great mat. It's nice and tacky, and it will hold your stencil in place, so you don't have to worry about it shifting around when you are doing your stenciling. So those are the tools and the product that I use. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say about this tacky mat too. When you're stenciling and you've got one hand on your stencil and the other you're trying to ink with, this tacky mat, that ink pad is not going anywhere. So it's very nice to use this tacky mat with your stenciling as well. And it's a nice big generous size, so you've got room for your ink panel that you're inking, and you've got room for one of Lisa's inks. So very nice. Okay, now here is the project that I made using this card. And so I'll just have to walk you through very quickly what I did. I took an A2 panel piece of white cardstock, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and to it I added the die cut woven lattice that I cut in basic white. I used the 5 layering stencils and those colors. This color is the straw hat. The centers of the flowers are almond frosting, and then the leaves are painted eggshell. And so I used all 5 of the stencils to create the flower, and then I cut the flower apart because, as you remember, this is one piece. So I cut it here, and then I had the 2 pieces, and then I ended up cutting this part off because you don't need that. I guess you could add it on someplace else if you wanted, but I didn't use that. So that's how I cut the flower. And then once like I said, I die cut it, then I embossed it, and then I trimmed it into 2 pieces. So that's what I did. I did the stenciling, then I did the die cutting, then I did the embossing, and then I trimmed it. And then I added that to the card front. And then for the sentiment, I inked up 2 pieces of scrap white cardstock, and I inked it in painted eggshell and straw hat. And then I die cut these pieces along with the smile in white cardstock. For this piece of the sentiment, I took another part of that painted eggshell cardstock, and I inked the sentiment, the whole block, with Versamark, and I heat embossed it using white embossing powder. And then I finished it up using Spellbinders Fashion Gems. These are oyster is the color of pearls, and that is what we did for the card. So I do have 2 made. These are the 2 cards. I used one of the other sentiments when I did them all at one time, and I ended up with these 2 cards. So that is today's project. I do apologize that you didn't get to see me actually make it, but I will be back next Thursday live, I hope. And I wish you all a very, very wonderful rest of your day if you are, or the rest of your evening if you're watching this recording when it first posts, or I wish you a wonderful, wonderful week. I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you'll be back next week, and I will be live. And until we meet again, live graciously, and we'll see you next time. Bye.